across the continent at the moment. So it's your lucky day. Go out there now and get a packet of cowbell and then enjoy a hot cup of it this morning. Well, let's get straight into a conversation here this morning. Good morning, Honorable.
Good morning.
And good morning, Melvin.
Good morning to you and to Fambulem.
All right. Let me start with you, Honorable, because you were in the last Parliament. And what's your take in terms of how the Parliament don't shape up so far? 81-54.
Yeah, actually, it's a surprise to me for that figure. I always believe, say, when it comes to voting, and the APC will always have the numbers, and if they have the numbers, I will expect they will have more seats. But the system we use this time around make things look a bit different. Yes, and it's obvious because when you follow the 96 PR system, where the whole country was one constituency, different from the district block where we get in 2002, and the 96, you find out say the SLPP won the presidency and then gets more seats in the parliament. Same in 2002, But when we come to constituency election back, we find out say APC come for normalize and to normal situation and get the presidency and more seats in parliament, So this time around, a district block of this nature, we say what you may, the stronghold of the APC in the Northwest, we also get an infiltration of the SLPP people there. And truly, votes were wasted. Let me give you an example of my constituency, which I represent, 127. I scored over 13,000, and the SLP guys scored 8,000. So when you begin to look at those 8,000, 5,000, you put them together, it they give any party sometimes 3, 4, 5 seats, in the western area, especially the SLPP. So I think that's what we see happen. But definitely, I was not expecting, say, it will go to that quantum.
Okay.
Yes, I also expect, say, Bo at all costs APC for get 1 seat, and even Kenema, the Hanga area, I know the presence of APC people under. So when you take the whole district vote, it might give you a seat, and maybe also Pujao, that was my expectation. But I also surprised that SLPP make so much inroads to Beyond Stronghold, especially the north region, where they get seats in Falaba. But the most one way I think we all really and talked about before, and we will continue for talk now the Kono factor, and that one they show we say, well, you cannot play with Kono and see what happen there. Yeah.
Melvin, this composition, did it surprise you at all?
Well, my expectation was very limited, and I know, having followed politics in Sierra Leone, I know say the best thing I can always say from Google member, say lower your expectation. The best thing in Sierra Leone politics, not expect at all, because it can be so uncertain. But quickly on the topic, Jawad, if we talk about this big or major shake-up in the incoming 6 parliaments, we found for noticing from 2023 to 2028. If I know we know say, firstly, the number of ordinary members of parliament inside the 6 parliaments don't increase. The last one will be 132, now 135. And if you put that with 14 paramount chiefs, you get 149. So that is it's a number shake-up. And also, unlike the 5th parliament, this parliament now, we get 4 political parties. We get APC, SLPP, C4C, NGC, and independents also. The new parliament, when at the 6th one, only get 2 political parties. That's a huge shake-up also for highlight. And also, unlike the 5th parliament, we get 132 ordinary MPs and 14 PC MPs, totaling 146. As I don't say, now the 6th parliament get 149. So that being said, SLPP make huge gains. Well, I think say Honorable Rabbi almost don't talk some of the point, but it's quite important that it's significant for the fact that in the 5th parliament, SLPP gets 58 MPs, and then I'll be minority, though then I'll be get government, and today in the 6th parliament, what they expect, then get 81 MPs. So a significant or huge gain there is 27 seats increase, quite huge number there. So unlike the 5th parliament, outside the APC being controlled a simple majority, now it's on the other side, where now the SLPP control, let me understand this, a simple majority and not a two-thirds majority.
If you add the chiefdom, we almost always can vote alongside government, does that still give them 2/3?
No, it still doesn't give them 2/3. And let me bring you to my notes again. Note, although the SLPP don't have the required 2/3 majority of 99.3 votes, if combined with the usual traditional reserve votes of 14 PCMPs, giving them 95 votes, it still falls short of 5 more votes from the APC for a 2/3. So that's gonna be the thing to watch now.
They're going to need at least 5 more votes from
APC,
the APC side.
for make them get 2/3. So if they get them vote, then they will call them MP, then they from the APC, or will be MPs, them rebel MPs. So for the first time, we introduce this new diction, way acceptable in parliamentary dom, that you need rebel MPs, even in the US, even in UK, advanced democracy. You need somebody with a commot from your party in this case. So in as much as it's not hung entirely, but it's a dependent parliament. You need the other side. And this time around, you don't have many political parties. So it's a direct contact other than the paramount chief. So how is that going to be played out? For me, I think that still speaks to the fact that like the 5th parliament will be the gridlock. We know for unexpected say the 6th parliament not going to get gridlock because SLPP still not get
and
majority.
The political mood, the political climate as well, also means it is possible that this batch of APC MPs will be much more resistant and going for standing ground much more, given how this whole election come out as well. Don't you think that?
I think it depends on the maturity of the leadership. They get some conversation with some parliamentary people sometime recent over the weekend, basically. I mean, APC for understand that they are going into a parliament wherein they cannot have it in their way. They don't have the numbers. Even in the last parliament, they never had the numbers. So now if you go say you not get the numbers, first you get to ask yourself, you get a lobbying strength and power for canvass paramount chiefs and the SLPP? The answer is no. So I think say waiting and get for use them bargaining chip well. That's where experience. I look forward to the kind of leadership bench where they get forget. Of course, the absence of Cherno and Madam Majuba get for be a huge gap in the leadership.
And that's something what they can't talk about.
Compared to that of the SLPP already waiting with on the shadow leadership. So there are a lot of things to generally permutate there, but definitely Honorable Mugabe don't say it's easy to understand from the result that the SLPP major gains came from Kono, Putloko, Cambia, Western Area Rural, plus additional 3 districts. Understand the additional 3 seats. And you go and look into that and see how much SLPP got from it. And of course, area the way they not be the win, like Kono get an emphatic advantage in parliament. So we personally they talk last day say Kono not important. No, now we begin to see the importance because now we give the number of seats. This is not a new thing. If you look at districts, we get more seats and try for downplay them for whatever reason. If they whip you at the polls, you need to blame person for that too.
And when it comes to those seats, because I will go for county and district by district for really dissect how things may pan out. But perhaps a huge, yes, APC their number don't drop in parliament, but also the fact that some experienced heads are also not there. So you get that experience don't come on a parliament. You are talking about Cherry Coco is not there anymore. I think IB Kagbo as well is not there anymore. Hassan Prince is not there anymore. So Manly Spain is not there anymore. So these are all people who decide not for
I don't know if Daniel Kagbo there. Daniel Kagbo.
I made to learn that I feel say come back.
Yeah, I go look through it. But these are people who always. I mean, you are talking about decades of experience when you put them together. They're not going for the day. So all eyes will now be on which kind of leadership APC go select.
Yes, Jawad, one thing for me always they against. There are some people who don't take parliament to cast their career, and it will have been good for make we earmark such people and maintain them. One, not just for the good of the party that they know issues and they know how to bring them, but also the financial burden on the state. You know, when we get a turnover of reps, you know, man in the Kano, if you look something, one way they pull this time, it's over 60%. You know, but they are going to be paid 40%. They only do one time, they pay them 40% of the present MP salary till then die. They all do 2 times when they pull, then they pay 80%. Then couple up with the present members of parliament, and a huge burden down to the state. We also want to look into such things in the future. Coming back, like the parliament, this is now a replica, that bill in OCC, of now a replica of the Israeli parliament, what they call the Knesset. Knesset now like an assembly of 120 people. So our parliament was actually, to the max, was planned for 120 people. But look the number when they get. Each time they broke and waited and call. To me, not so healthy. The thing will be for push, will be in the parliament, will for the continue for the parliament. Now that me no go want paramount chief in the parliament. Yeah, because for them, they no get opinion, they no get position. Now the government of the day. So it's obvious. When APC bring a power, now APC and they vote for. When SF bring a power, now SF they vote for. So it finally say, they not get, you go in and talk, say, hey, we're not a politician. If you're not a politician, which you can find a parliament. So all I want, maybe you can get a second house, wherein would they get such paramount children for the day, people who don't retire like Chief Justice or that thing, for me they said then they consult. Like when you get this kind of parliament where they ask so now on the side of APC, to know how to speak is one. Somebody started debates, get command of the language, or that thing. But maybe other ramifications unforeseen could not be seen by a young parliamentarian. So to me, we get for grapple with that and they get for factory. And especially so more, we get people, we know sabi research. And I'll tell you, I don't know on the side of the SLPP, but some of the APC people will go so, with the assistant people, believe me, they will not research. And Jawad, I will tell you this, when I was in parliament, I would quote one bobo where I trained pan civil society. But I'm not shame for us, Fuad na yakan. When I want for talk on issues of young girls and children waiting and call, I just send the answer man, this I want for talk tomorrow. Tell me about what you think. They lecture me, they tell me I'm so comfortable with that. But people, they think so you don't do parliament sometimes. Right. Yeah. So the problem we'll have on our own side, I think we have a good percentage of people when at the first time. And unlike like some of who go to parliament, I remember the first debate we'll get, we'll go to Honorable AKK in Os, all man get, we'll shape some, go on the other side, but we'll get some coaching from Cherry Coco and Hassan Priest. So it helped. Right. But now that they are not there, I'm afraid they will not get a rubber stamp parliament.
And Melvin, let us now count to the numbers, district by district, because one of the things as well that was highlighted, now the fact, the way how some political both political parties, by the way, placed women on their list. Most of them went with 2 man, 1 woman, 2 man, 1 woman. So, for example, in a district like Falaba, SFP get 2 seats, APC get 2 seats. But even though you get 4 MPs and when they go to parliament from Falaba, none of those 4 are women. Because on APC the list, the woman be the number 3, when a Siri Samura. On SFP the list, the woman also be the number 3, when a Finda Samura. So you have that as well going against women in so many of the cases. And for example, Western area as well, Western area rural, with entire 5-5 as well. You could have had more women if women were being put on top of the list.
Of course, that's already that point where we don't establish that for the fact that there is no stipulated ranking or pecking order for women and for at least political parties then will capitalize on that. But I think the one factor for highlight now that although yes, I say this, I see very experienced and former MPs and they try for challenge me on that. I say even when for the first time we expect to get the largest female caucus of 41 women MPs, if you put that into contrast with 149 MPs, including PC MPs, we still not achieve the 30% quota in the 6th parliament. That is the bottom line. I am not a mathematician. So if we begin to talk about the pecking order, but I think we will commend the political parties then so far. For example, in Bo, you see then they bring Gaite Aruna, Nene Lebi, Ami Moriba, and Beatrice Kangbai. That is from the SLPP. 2 of them now, then they go for the second term. We are in the 2 then are fresh. So you see, then keep a balance. Because at the end of the day, back for put the woman 1, not 1. But you forget, you can get, well, I'll be very careful words here. How you caucus and your numbers really take to parliament, get for do it, how you get for go chair committees, and how the leadership get for be composed. So based on you ranking, mind you, there is this one called ranking in parliament. Mean to say, if you don't have gone to honorable Siraju access, mean to say you did top now the ranking. So I'm sure I know all brief for the political party them, but I think say for a fact that the attempt, we go do something like 29 point something 8% attaining that 30% threshold for parliament, because we need like something like 3 or 4 women then for equal number for 30%. But definitely, if you look at Western, you use the word Western, you use the case study of Western urban, urban, rural to.
I mean, rural, Usana 5-5 the entire.
Rural, you see for one political party, they go with three women then. 3. So it go back to the point. We don't see more women than from there, because that's what I'm having here. You have for rural, Miata Aja Amara, Zainab Timbo, Beatrice Langley. Just 3. And number of seats in the rural?
10.
So does that attain the 30% threshold? So that will begin to see why make the parliament itself, because of then calculations then numeric order will not be pack fine. Now make us struggle. We don't get the 30%, and anybody will still feel say we achieve in the 6th parliament, I think say that's no. But yes, for the first time in my own memory, we get the biggest parliamentary female caucus of 41 MPs, female MPs. That's worth celebrating, but we need to do more. And even in the pursuit of doing more, the woman and then now we get a huge number. They now then get a honor and honors for can challenge and champion the issues them adherence to the GB bill. I mean, because they say reports for the CAM on the GB bill on the implementation, that caucus they would expect them say they not for take women's empowerment issues lightly, because they almost done I was saying at the domots for the threshold. They cannot be the brightest of example in 30% women's empowerment.
Okay. Honorable, per all in district then in terms of composition, which districts really surprise you?
Composition of the
APC and SLPP, not female or male.
Okay.
Or anyway.
I think SLP get 2 Napotloco, right?
4.
Then it surprised me small. Because when we had the DC block system in 2002, they pulled 3 votes and 3 seats. Yeah, and let me say this. The Potloko district is the heart of the APC, I'll tell you this. And for MEC, because regardless from where Esai Kroma left as vice president, we've been bringing the immense development through I call them self-help. All the one that we come after, and everybody like a guest house, hotel or something for himself, no waiting. But the people are still entrenched to vote in APC. But when we get Jules there, and I will not give this praise to Alpha Khan. I think Jules is a smooth operator, and he doesn't make noise. And I think the thing that we then do, it helped a lot for Leo people and for C. And one particular thing at the airports where they not agree for move from Lunge. So Lunge people think say, oh well, SLPP like we, so therefore let us give them a return. That's part of Potloko. They have a lot of social people, and they equate them to the Kono people. Then they seek their interests. They know they just file and say, hey, this is our party, but they want to make sure say they get something for gain, even though still we're not able to see tangible things there is minus the airport, but we're not able to see that in the way they reflect on people, their life particularly, something like the fishing area where now most of nine in Depa, or even the mine in that Pepel for able to translate to sober meaning for the people there, but they also think say this is one reason, we get reason for vote the SLPP, and to me, it's a bit surprised, not so much, but it's surprising, but other areas like Falaba would not be no say, it will not be feasible to say PC go thrive there, because we see how SLP puts relevance there as well, and I must say, the election, it go in a way, everybody will say, I don't know, if you look at things, they say, what is happening? But I only hope that when this thing don't happen, so, sometimes they know your agenda for talk, but let me say this. I would have loved to see a system of governance in a salon wherein we abolish this winner take all. You understand? I think I can make people in desperate say, if we not get the presidency, we will not get nothing. It is not to SLPP cake, not to APC cake, a national cake. Tijan Kaba did a very good thing for absorb APC people and make them ministers or other thing. So if I say the governance been going fine. And within our governance, they say a ruling party versus an opposition. Now they make governance. So, and Skoma come back, instead try for do something like that. Why people they frown at matter now because we see say it's 100% plus pauper, not even SLPP. Because when we say SLPP, I can remember people like JJ, when during the APC term, they go to APC minister them, then they got bala. But until the pauper now, most of them come overseas, they know some people in there, they don't know say governance and continuity. Right. So law should be so I would have loved to see that kind of system there. Now it will make tension there is. But by and large, but the way we supply that one to the supply pass all now Western urban. Because from 2007, then when they announce they say Urbana, let me say in terminate the big one. So not so much like urban, but because now the APs they get the big votes. And so when you think say something like that happened, to me, of all areas, that was very shocking. Yeah.
Melvin, when it comes to the Western area, in we pre-election analysis, we've been they say, yes, Western area is still red, it's still APC, but APC then dominance, SFP have been closing the margin. They don't narrow the margin with every election cycle. And perhaps we see that come to the fore in this election. Which I see in Western rural, it's a tie, 5 seats. Not because necessarily in a tie on the votes, APC still win, but just that they did not win high enough to get more seats than SLPP. And then when you come to the urban now, and you are looking at 9-7 out of then 16 seats in an urban area. What do you think is responsible for how it shaped up?
Well, firstly, I will limit it in this one. Going by the results and all things being equal, I think say analytically somebody going for say SLPP do their homework very well, and they use the assets in the First Lady very potently, and they manage for infiltrate the first time voting public very much so, and yes, it shows that Western area, no matter what you say, is a bit liberal in our politics. You cannot compare Western area to the South or the Southeast, wherein there is no APC not gets any seats. You ask how comes that is possible. But again,
and remember with the talk say in Western area, you get more people with the cross votes, cross-party votes than any other side in the country.
And perhaps that is seen with the parliamentary, because looking at the overwhelming way, over 100,000 Western area vote for the presidential, in terms of Samura Kamara, put that now into the parliamentary context, you never be too surprised. Mind you, Western area gets the total number of seats, it's
26
seats.
Yes.
26 seats. And before now, APC used to control almost all the seats except for Tawa and the Aberdeen and Goderich.
Yeah.
So you're not for surprise. If they had, before now, they had 3. It was just too politically unrealistic for them to add 3 or 4. And looking at the total number of that huge number, there was no way.
And look at it, for example, and on the SFPP list, perhaps one of the most lucky man where you go say in politics is Marie Conte.
Yes. Abdul Suleiman Marie Conte.
Now, number 7 is on the list, and at 7 then draw the line. And I remember people were, for him and his supporters, they been worried, say, by the way, if this was head-to-head between he and Timbo for don't win, because Timbo win the last election. But Timbo the number 1 at APC list, by the way, and Marie Conte the number 7 at SLPP list. So when all the results come out, Timbo go to parliament, Marie Conte go to parliament, depending on where the line was drawn.
And that's interesting. I'm sure it shows it talks about the personality also. Honorable Marie Conte, for me, one of the fastest learners in the 5th Parliament. Firstly, he is the first non-lawyer for don't chair the Parliamentary Legislative Committee. And when you meet with Sansesef, when they do nomination, Jawal can recall, him and Honorable Tawa and Honorable Benjamin Toure, among them, they are among the people who pull the largest crowd we follow them. So for me, I'm not being surprised, just that it was quite risky for him. And him, I remember I interviewed him na Pachanga field. He said, Melvin, my placement, I know will challenge me party, an assignment for that do more work. So perhaps, yes, he's lucky. But why other people in other area also, other districts, they're not so as lucky?
So Benjamin Toure, for example, we replace the
Sila.
Yes, we replace Sila with them pull Benjamin Toure.
He was fourth on the list.
Lucky for him, he was fourth on the list. I think one of the most unfortunate people, and Muniru Lansana, I mean, he might have known. He was 17 on the list. Meaning, he might have known that no matter how well me party do, I may not get another chance.
It was very
vocal,
yes,
vibrant as well. But I think it also depends on your connection within the party. Really.
Of course, you get in the good books of either the number one or the number two or the chairman of the party for like finding it. But some man we already know saying not get home. I mean, you look at the number of seats within the district. Then you do your calculation. Some of them calculation they are so like for honorable marriage concert, somebody want to say if you already do your calculation, where you for expect that. But for the people like honorable Munir Lansana, that was too unrealistic. But he was there campaigning, and he was there campaigning with his party and doing all things. But it shows that the PR system, no matter what you say, it gets a merit.
But then again, you have to blame his party. I mean, for all his efforts in parliament, you be expecting perhaps he might have been a bit up on the list. I'm seeing a lot of newcomers, by the way, will be then at the top 10 of the SFP list, and he don't serve already maybe for a few years. So
he might have been a victim of the Jiwi thing.
Yeah,
that quota system.
Well, not necessarily, because I look at the top 10 of the SFP list in Freetown here, and so far I only see 2 women really, realistically. Mary Roberts. Of course, Mary Roberts didn't make it. And then through it, I'm seeing Fatma Tassira Sukne. So not necessarily that. That was not the case. But for some reason, he was. So now APC, you get Timbodo enter, Alpha Maduba enter, Rugia to Rosie Kanu, Umfa Sori Kuruma, Mahmoud Kamara, Adama Conte, Alfred Thompson, of course, when a newcomer, and Abdullah Kamara, Mariama Bangura. Now they the line stop. Uro Jallo missed out. He's number 10. I mean, then just draw the line right above his head. So it's quite shocking, like what this is.
Of course. And what it mean? It mean a lot. If you get a new a 6 parliaments we are in, we are not do the calculation it's on who that the new and who that the old. But roughly in my estimation, over 50% they come as new. Again, for the what you call institutional experience. But again, Parliament is not like that. Where and say somebody where you work fine. I mean, Parliament now that MPs then get a social contract with them, political parties and with them constituents. So we are in perhaps you will get a good pack with your party. If you not get with the electorate, you know the win. So in as much as yes, you will get all the good time now the floor for debates. If you not get the experience, where I think saying now we look for in the next parliament the experience. The experience careful counts a lot. If not, already we don't see in the league parliamentary calendar a lot of induction trainings together. I mean, roughly, Honorable Rabbi would tell you, it take like roughly 2.5 years. If you're a fast learner, 1 year, 6 months, for you will understand just the parliamentary atmosphere. Let's to talk about delivering in it. So for me, you party where they bring newcomers, you get for really school them well.
All right.
If not,
and that's something we will look at. But we still get for look more on the list them, and the big surprise perhaps for a lot of people now that KKY seat was also taken away from him, and that's something. It's a very complex thing that we can't look at. Stay with you after this break.
Solo Speed.
Yeah. Avatar. Competence, grab the mic with confidence and prove yourself. You say you competent, grab the mic with confidence and prove yourself. You say you competent, grab the mic with confidence and prove yourself. This na cipher, no room for laziness. Offline to feet on real rappers for coming. Make John tell sorry is there for tell me. From then I feel so free you mind where you they do you think the brutal. Explicit words, no need for the witty. Now just so bang go the beat. I'm not just saying it, so start for study now, ready for slay the beats. Topic then go wide, so play with punchlines and double flip. I conscious and they take notes for MCs where they 8 kill. Don't need for touch you combine. Make it not end up as snap a kick. The one the week make more time. Don't come for show yourself like how you go. We don't cover for long. You want show your face. Go hard and play. Show them you way you need. But like na dragon you really spade. Oh yeah. The time you need you get with. We make this unique. This opportunity really big. So get your book ready. Show you talent. Get money. Make mama proud. Show the world say you not somebody.
Hello guys, it's CJ Mac, Afro beat artist from Freetown, Sierra Leone, on channel 37, Slik TV.
Radio 99. Course. This morning we are looking at the different seats them in the different districts them, and that's something we're very interested in terms of how it don't shape out. So NGC lost all and seats them. And this is the thing now with this system. NGC lost all and seats. C4C as well lost all and seats. But let's go to Cambia, Honorable. Did it surprise you how things turned out?
Well, yes, it surprised me because I know say traditionally, KKY, that seat there, it has been like a SLPP seat. And so when in come na NGC, the people in forum because now they don't picking them Sabiam. But when you know kind of the picture, you know, as we discuss sometimes, it will have been good for either NGC because of the alliance they don't go with the SLPP, they not put candidates, or SLP not put candidates. But the little numbers we then get now can be a district and shape to themselves. So the people now go look and say, no, NGC, especially when in the KKY in Northern at the slate, sometimes when we then put them, not sabi them better safe. Sometimes in shadow being covered in that last term, would then be able to get those number of seats. And couple of say, in the KQI, we make a lot of promises to the people, say if you win this and that, then when 2 out of 5 years not happening, people just say, well, let's go back to our roots. It's so natural. And so if I now say, even at the runoff, and the last runoff, Boku votes left NGC, go back to APC. And also this time I will see say, the main player then at the Cambia district, like Petit to them, then go forcefully and say, may them retake the district back. And we find out say, NGC automatically therefore lost, then sit to them in get, and APC get the 4 seats as compared to the last time. So for me, KKY is, you don't take into politics. You don't take an international work, you know. If I don't able to know the dynamics, you know, if I don't know, say this, should I go for this or not? Me, in alliance with President Bill, you know, but I mean, maybe that would be a good move, going back to the roots, even though it be known the Alassane and Alusain, and the base all of a sudden for take side. You know, I mean, sometimes when you hold a position, regardless the highs and lows, maintain that position, you'll be respected. Let me personally, I will tell you this, Jawad, this PR system, as we don't begin to see, it's a good system, but they unbox certain things there. Like we talk just now, people away don't tin up, you know, find one, you know, because you know they're in the good books of their leadership, you know, then get for. Then they don't have the pecking order, you know. You said this, say some of where they remove our parliament, you know, where there was a commitment, you know, that we then remove from parliament will be reinstated, you know, it come up for council. The party decides say nothing no more than go take, and people like me who they know say me a reformer and always be a reformer because for me we get for continue for see reforms at national level for constitution, you know, issue like president for appoint. Attorney General or Chief Justice, Head of Police, election person, one for begin talk about the reform and back say it has to be independent. So the PR system, the advantage we then give you bottom, Jawad, where the advantage is so infinitesimal, like it's too small. For say, well, for law we no waste money per by-election and let violence not take place, why would not take the constituency level and say each constituency, APC put 2 candidates. Candidate 1, now go in at the slate. He gets stand by candidate in the event, he get appointment or he die. You know, that one they go come immediately because APC will not win this ticket. So that way they, just like the PR system, it save you, you know, they do another election. You know, if that's all the advantage, you know, because of it. So,
I mean, we are past the advantage and disadvantage debate now.
Well, okay.
Yes, I mean, the system is in use now.
Yes.
So I think the advocates for really be on how we can utilize it for make a really...
Yeah, game beef.
Game beef.
Yeah, that's it. So for end up on that KKY, I think he gets himself for blame. If we're able to understand and know about panda euphoria politics, let go to tangibles, you know. I think he missed that, you know. And I don't think there's another opportunity for him. I don't know what we lost, say, maybe like even we lost such election, or you know, contest. So I don't think so. He contest no, so?
Of course, he contested for parliament.
He contested. So I think there is a provision say, you know, appointed. It cannot even be appointed.
And let look, Melvin. The way things shape up now, Cambia, and this is something we'll be talk by the way. Say, if APC and SFP do so well, na Cambia na NGC go so far, and na so it turn out for B.
So we don't predict that.
Yes, this is something we did discuss before the elections. Melvin.
So of course it shows that we predictions then sometimes we are not soothsayers, but we can do our calculations and get it right. But the fact remains, Backlow talk about Yumkela small. Firstly, I think it's too early for predicting political fate. Secondly, let's understand the reason for his alliance. And thirdly, let's look at the reaction of his people. Of course, his political fate is opaque, a bleak for right now. A bleak in the sense that if people are not getting mandates for going to parliament, we mean say if he is not strategically located in governance, he is politically going to be irrelevant for the next 5 years. But is it necessary for him to be irrelevant, looking at what he possesses and the qualities that he gets? I'm sure this is not why we don't talk to some of your advisors, and I know we call the advisor in name, but I go read what he tell me after an article where somebody writes say how Honorable Dr. Kande Yumkela through his parliamentary career under the boss. And one of the advisors, this is say, I quote without naming the person. He said, Dr. Kande Yumkela can do anything for the betterness of Mama Saloon. He is not the selfish man who can do things for himself or for his party and forget about the bigger picture, which is Mama Saloon. So that's give me some insight as to what will be Honorable Yumkela argument. And I think say what make this they come to the front now. It come under the radar screen after he post a tweet with some restrictions on his perception or his opinion about the PR system, and saying that 11.9 threshold will not enhance multi-party pluralism. Unfortunately, during the debate, if you go back down memory lane, it might be one person will supports the implementation of the PR system. So far, like I say, in political faith, at for the side, looking at the constitution and provisions of the law, can he be appointed as a minister now? I don't think so. Yeah. I mean, can he be appointed somewhere? Yes, he can. Where will that be? It's another thing. But will he be willing now to work, looking at the outcome of this result, knowing who that it be? I want for saying I so unfortunately for don't interact with him a lot in his spell in the 5th Parliament. And I'm sure in CCCF, for the fact that they post something and they restrict comments on them, that is not the kind of person we are know. That should say in CCCF they in some kind of what I would call political dilemma at the moment. Uncertain and opening up to other views. I'm sure it count the cost now. So for me, yes, I find Sierra Leone and what this country need, it gets still role for play. Unfortunately, if I ask himself, if I do soul searching as to why can be at it and so, and if I ask himself, in the alliance where you go, it been counts all the cost. If you count all the cost, why in the first place SFP we need for go put a candidate up against them?
Because this is what we said here on the show, that
exactly.
If SFP really want for help NGC as well, this is a partnership by the way, but we also insist that it's not an equal partnership. There is a man, there is a woman in this relationship. But if they really be want help NGC, then for say, okay, because you are supporting us all over the country, we're not feeling any SFP candidate here in Cambia here against NGC, and then it would just go down be NGC and APC, a two-dog fight.
It goes to political horse trading. In this case, I think say not do political better
and not calculate well.
Political horse trading well. Wait till they give versus wait till they take. Perhaps it was overwhelmed as to his reception rather than his political future. That was just to be on the bargaining chip that, okay, I need to go as president to you, Munasef. But again, by the time it was almost on the 11th hour we know say Honorable Yumkela was filed in as a parliamentary candidate. Also, that could have been a reason, maybe not be getting enough time for campaign.
No, I mean campaign or not, within political capital, as a presidential candidate, how well he did, 5 years on, you will expect that if you easily win a parliamentary seat, at least one seat.
No, that is politics not like that. If you don't go tell people in a Kisham or Samu say they do certain things and you not do, they're not going to begin listening to you because of you go talk to Mami language to them. Then they hold you by your word. And I think so for celebrate Cambia out and vote this time around. Then we get all right for get complex all over Dr. Yumkela. I did tell you, if Dr. Yumkela have free choice, if we can contest, if I win. Because you get more liberal people who vote for him. But that's not the way people are thinking on the side and day. So it go back to, I mean, doing campaigning well.
And perhaps you know also think say he shoots himself in the leg when, for example, I mean, they go to the district and say, vote for Julius Marabio, vote for Julius Marabio, of course, based on the alliance. And for some people, they are just confused when they see them picking in face na the ballot paper now, na symbol and they see. And this same picking, we don't tell and say, let them put some for SLPP.
Confusion of the PR system can be another reason. Mind you, the election will use a hybrid. A two system. So when people they argue say PRA they bring inclusive governance. I one day ask now one symposium and ECSL person I say why we use hybrid system. We say we want for foster let we not get the waste let we consolidate the waste votes. If you know, I mean, of course you get waste votes now by the presidential. So why we do hybrid? And this is the confusion here. So people in Akambia might don't confuse the But again, we ask yourself, Marabio, a campaign for Kanda Yunkela say, una picking una san and go parliament. We need to go watch the campaign scale. So all you have to do is how you package yourself. And in this case, it's too early to say about his fate because I know saying Apostle gets so much potential, but I think that this is a political devastation for him.
Let's talk about Kono quickly now, because Kono, the way how it shape up, we've been get 10 seats there, and by the way, we've been get 9 seats in Kono the last election. And C4C been get 8, APC get 1. Now the way it shape up, the demise of C4C don't benefit both SLPP and APC. It means say APC win 2 more seats, now they get 3 seats. SLPP win 7 of those C4C seats. And all the C4C MPs then will cross over to SLPP, where SLPP gives symbol. They all won.
This is, you see, Jawad, in politics, let people know become, put on laissez-faire attitude. That's one thing where they always affect, and they affected with party. When people then they left, let go, you know, important. Let go, you don't need them. And politics, na game of numbers. They say in politics, one enemy is too much. You know, I would not have loved to see Kono people vex. But again, we deceive, like APC, we get more, but we deceive, we say we'll have taken everything, just forget a letter given to Sam Sumana, which was not done. People begin to look at the language in states, and we admit this and that. You know, when you're in opposition, in one for begin look at other technicalities, now the numbers you want, go for them. And when they begin compare Kono to Bonkolenken, which is a chiefdom, to a district, knowing very well say Kono people, now the only district and people we get the same name. You know, we say they're going to Timni district, but Kono people get Kono district. And we know how they can do it and look at how they change. So, in fact, when we went there, I told people, I said, no fool, no can bring number for can't talk, say, we don't paint Kono red. I said, because at the end of the day, now people in Bakono, they take provocation. You cannot provoke them and go free. Me not surprised at the outcome of Kono. In fact, I was surprised if APC get 3 seats, you know, because of the way we behave to Kono, you know, forget about Sam Sumana, but even Diana, you know, and all the rest of it. So if I say, everybody go and look at, if you the top of Poloko say we get system there, now because how close Jude, people say, okay, if we don't get the presidency, we'll get a vice president, we'll get this person. Then they get a feel of the power, you know. And some of us were bashed in the party because for me, I always say, a Northwest Alliance, when they win the election, having tried that in 2018, we cannot repeat that. But of course, sometimes said they don't even consider me because they use that against me, say, when I not vote for Amuna, NRM, he did for Sam Swana, and win a petite factor, but that put aside, I think say we made a mistake. When they're in opposition, even we no show self, take any number important to you, Kono is already the decider. We cannot afford to lose Kono. So what's happened today in Kono, now a lesson for any political party, even when it in governance, no put up that attitude like say that complacency. I know we can do without that side. No, in fact, the more votes you get, now the more it should say you're popular.
All right.
Yes, you know, I think that's a mistake and nobody should go ever repeat, and no other party will want to repeat that.
All right, let me hear from our listeners quickly. Melvin, I'll come to you because from what we see so far, it looks like SFP won seats in every district except for Bombali, and APC won seats in 11 of the 16 districts. But 79994993, I want to hear from our callers as well. Keep it 60 seconds strictly to what we're discussing here this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Jawad.
Yes, Lami Samra Kuyatong.
Yeah, I think this PR system a big disadvantage for this country because we be the user people be the campaign say the distribution of the wealth, at least we not take all. But this one wouldn't come into this show. It's more fearful because one party don't dominate all aspects of the country in resources. And this it will get for be a great problem. And then you see they talk about say Kono. What about Freetown? Would that come out na Freetown we defect from the APC when na Freetonia? We make SFP forget 7 seats na this Freetown.
All right.
For the first time in history. So
Thank
this
you.
PR system within council is more fearful for create the divide in this country than any other system.
All right, thank you very much. Let's keep it 60 seconds. And it's also important to know that APC also won a seat in Moyamba, and that's something as well we're quite interesting as well.
That we always do win that system.
Yes.
Can you so did
Yeah. Good morning.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Assalamu alaikum.
Yes, Mr. Suleiman from Pike Street.
Emi.
Go on.
Hello.
Yes, go on. We'll get you. Hello. We did get you, so you just will continue. All right. I'm afraid we'll have to go to another caller. 079994993. Let's go. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, name was call from
Abdul the call from Juba.
Abdul Gon.
I remember the Freetown Liberal than the Southeast. Let's not forget, now only the Southeast we don't get independent candidate they go parliament. We also don't get other parties and they win the like PMDC. But when you get this kind of mami also the constant people there, now people that we know they take for granted. So they really now like when they protest vote. You see? So for Freetown, now we all the some of we are teachers. You know, we know what in the free education do, and the free sanitary part with the first lady they do. So nobody no underestimate somebody be person only for KSFP na the work. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. I want to hear from more people. 079994993. This morning we are digging through those figures, the parliamentary numbers now. Good morning.
Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Hello. From Berry Junction.
Okay, go on.
The going into dialogue say SSB no for no candidates na Gambia. So I'm about Waka is this back. So
Well, Mohammed from Berry Junction, I think you heard quite strongly. 79994993. Let's hear from more people here on what we discuss. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, name was the call from.
Yeah, this is Fode from Joy.
Yes, Fode, go on.
Yeah, me this PR system where they come with a really disadvantage to with nation Sierra Leone. Because when you find out there are certain area where you will get both the SLPP and also the APC parliamentarian, then they are the same constituency. And when they talk about distributing the wealth of this nation, how then we will distribute it to the other constituencies the way and often see then you will get a parliamentarian. So this one, for me, be inclusive. There are certain parts where they for dinner parliament, they think about the NGC then and other little political party then not the. So this one really, really disadvantage to more especially to the independent and the other small party then.
All right, thank you very much. Well, the thing we also need to know that nobody is handing out seats to any political party. You have to go and win it. And if C4 and NGC could not win it, then they just have themselves to blame. Good morning. Hello. Yes, sir, you're welcome.
Yes, Jawad, I see they talk about cross voting. That is, somebody vote for President Bureau, then a vote for, Akisoya, then kind things then. Jawad, past like una, we say una not to politicians when it can vote to sell one for, or any APC person, any PP party, not go vote for a presidential candidate, then he go vote for the other party in mayor or in council. That is not possible in this country where party they say name where they SFP. I like that push the gear symbol.
So
I will vote for.
Going by your explanation. Wait. Hello?
We talk about can the Juncker in private as to how it be now. But rumor, they pass from the grassroots, politicians, they say, Dr. Kane, you can pass the analysis one and don't make now say if you contest, you lost, then you not for take any appointment. Okay. But while I've made talk with Binego around is that then they made Dr. Kane Yunkela, vice president, second vice president.
Well, the president will decide on that. But going by your own analysis, how do you explain that Yvonne Akisoya, for example, in 2018 gets more votes in Freetown than Samura Kamara? How do you explain that Mohamed Gento Kamara gets more votes in Freetown than Madabio? So it shows you that people, the way they vote for Samura and decide for vote for Gento. People, the way they vote for Yvonne and decide for vote for Bio. So it's always happened, or even with the NP, them as well. So these are just the numbers, and we don't make them up. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Jawad.
Yeah, name us where you call from.
I recall, not a moment, I recall from the Pure Water.
Yes, come on.
Mr. Jawad, people in the field for realize one thing. You see, this Madam wouldn't get as First Lady, Madam Fatima Bio, very powerful in this nation. She is very, very powerful. Fatima Bio, now in win this election for Madam Bio. I tell you for free, brother. People in the look this woman and if you say a little, a big woman for this nation. This sanity part with this woman introduced to those students they know picking they will go to born now. Free time. I make Madam Bio, SFP, then you might forget that kind of money. So I tell you for free. This one in politics where they play, international politics. And in what the way they come from him out is very, very persuasive. So it's not easy for them. They will lose election even to 2028. I'm telling you. It is very careful. Please have to put the things in order for me to 2028. Because if not, I'm afraid. I'm telling you.
Thank you very much.
This is now a big party for left the entire party to Adebayo.
All right, thank you very much. I think that's the last call we'll put through for now. But Melvin, your thoughts about that Kono situation and how it unfolded. And let's not forget, then also SFP also win the district council, SFP also win the city mayor as well. And so
I think we don't pay much attention on the factors, the probable factors that we might do in that the progress of APC, lack of cooperation, lack of cohesion, of course the handling of Sansumana. But one thing we then seem for the miss. Now the role played by Sir Emerson Lamina, former parliamentary leader of the C4C. He has been galvanizing almost everywhere in Kono. I follow this campaign. And that young man, he seems to be the new face of Kono. People will like it or not. And let me watch him in the 6th parliament. So, of course, looking at the nature of...
And do you think political players, whether the one within Kono or out of Kono, are underestimating his his hold on corner at the moment, because for a lot of people they always be seen as small fish, whereas you had the Samsumanas, you get the Dana Konomanis of this world, and people say, oh, these people get more influence than Emerson Lamina, and let's just wait and we'll go see.
Well, if we put the all political career on the scale, I think say Emerson Lamina, other than Samsumana, don't edge there. They don't edge there for the fact that, let's not forget, he won an election as a mayoral candidate under the APC, then fall apart, he go the established C4C, he won 8 seats, he returned as a parliamentary leader, he left, he resigned from C4C, go join SLPP, he came with 7 seats. So you cannot underrate him. Usman Panen get that kind of cloud day, other than the boast that, oh, you've served as a minister or as vice president. So he has been a progressive politician. You cannot
in the last 10 years, he has won 3 elections.
Of course, different elections, different political parties, one place. So if you are saying that guy is not influential, let's wait and see where he's going to be placed first in the SLP leadership in parliament. Then people begin to understand that this is a rising figure. So I think say one factor and not forget. Mind you, look at the kind of endorsements with the chiefs then gear. We were there. All the paramount chiefs then in Kono district come on. So you believe for C say yes, but of course somebody talk about the first lady. That's what we don't talk about from long. That's free sanitary pad. Now one of the policies them and programs the way he used very well in campaigning for the SLPP. And of course, I agree with the policy where talk say the APC need a soul searching. Yes, it's good for point fingers at ECSL, but the APCs themselves they not put their house in order early. That is one. Then to even when they put their house in order, you see some of them hold back in their support to the party. And also the candidates also, I mean, I'm not here to criticize him, but let me critique him. You look at Samura Kamara, he had some communication issues. People don't want to say that. Those were real issues. And of course, how he downplays certain issues with regards to a certain district also gets a toll. So APC then task force putting the house in order. Of course, them get for bridge the ideological divide where exists between the reformers like Siraji and the old guards. That's still existing. If you look even in the outcome of the delegates conference, you're seeing that. Because you ask yourself, why make people let them be pulled in parliament who want to say now be illegal removal? At the end of the day, we are not coined anyway. And they will tell you, say, oh, it's because of its democratic election and the crisis of our election. But again, that is internal affairs. But for me, I think, say, somebody talk about liberal votes. I think I'm specifically talking about these 2023 elections, not previous elections. Yes, you are right for say we also be don't talk along the 2023 election. We see skyrocketing of hate speech and tribal bigotry. Agreed, but I mean, if you are liberal enough, you cannot be influenced by mere words of somebody when an anarchist, where you ought to know better pass. Mm-hmm. So I think it was a missed opportunity if we're to talk about the bridging of this gap between the Southeast and the Northwest. Northwest exhibits that, but the Southeast never did. So if you might not like me for that, and if we are looking about progressive and liberal politics, those are some of the things. For example, like the Honorable Rabbi say, look at the numbers. I was like shocked in Banff. APC had 2008, and that is the homeland of the president. So if you put that into other figures like Bo and Kenema and other places, for them not forget 1 seat, is it a reflection of the voices or the decisions of the people, or just a mere reflection of the result? We are not here to talk about that because we are progressing, but definitely if we talk about cross-party voting, I think Sedani for don't be the very litmus example of yes, people who are willing to look at the councils and then side and they and look at the councils, look at the chairpersons. It's just obvious. And
Sirajin, whilst we are talking about this, there's still a dark cloud hanging over your party. Then, of course, over the weekend, then they talk say then they go for boycott all forms of governance. They might not partake. So, you think say one, your party go to make mistake if they are doing so. And secondly, the jury is still out on why they not even take the matter then carry all in contention against the ECSL to court yet. So what do you think about that?
One, I believe say now open call letter than the first. They cannot do that because I'll take my own case as an example. When we were removed from parliament, we went to McKinney, we start with Anis Bakroma, the parliamentary leadership, the national leadership, Minkalu Mansai and Sane Baima, they were all there. We all decide say there no APC MP for going to parliament until we are reinstated. It not take 2 weeks, everybody went back, went to parliament. So for can't talk say, make the no go take waiting and call. That one day nobody no go think that way. I know say they be. Now just write up no more. And I would not advise that for me they even think that way. I see JFK tweet. He say the team make provisions. Say when you have such things, go to court, as you say. And which other means you want for employ without going to court? Would they hear other people in the talk say, okay, would they take most of the diaspora they're so desperate for come and take position. So when this thing happen and they're not happy, and then things say going to court, and the president appoint chief justice, so they don't get the required justice. But it has always been from Christian Atop in terms of now go police. Now so if they say for go courts, let it be there. If you know win self, let it day
on record.
On record. So for can begin things say the other alternative. Me know they advise anybody. I always say if you call for a demonstration, if they already call for demonstration, if you know they in Peking day, me no go join. In my campaign in 2018, I make sure say me wife there with me Peking they always do it, and then they serve people in water, anything. So this is what we call, but if they expect say you Peking go sit down at the confines of in cool and cozy atmosphere, they want pull people Peking and at it. Melvin say that. Nobody's an open secret say APC needs soul searching. Me no go out for point finger at SLPP. Believe me. The wrong say within Osiboku, at one point, even the youth man and at the party, they almost notice say some sell out there among the party leadership. And then somebody do a video and I say, they don't sell out, then begin to pounce at the party, and say then give blackout force inside the party. So everybody don't know say there are some players where be no sell. Then also, we get an early warning signal from people like the African Express, Chegno. And they tell me, say, even the laws when they talk about this Election Act of 2012, where they amend 2022, they say this is not a fact, but some MP, they tell me, oh, it has been expunged, it has been this. Now we see, so they gave excessive powers to the chief commissioner, the chief returning officer, Commissioner Kone, And so you don't go game that leverage day. Now one can begin to cry foul to them. There are issues, so some of us who be in Nepal say, I'm not comfortable with an SFP card holder in the person of Masiande Bangura for being PPRC boss. But we get some people in Parliament who say, oh no, na Limbani, just go on a Mende line. He said the policy don't be waiting and call. Now, when something begin happening, then they begin and they blame PPRC na this, they're not right. Marcela Samba, until a week to election, them the bashers, Marcela Samba don't no sell, we don't compromise. Umar Fofana, you go to APC press conference, then go on after them. All they say one for put blame. Now I ask some people, why do you want to let Umar Fofana talk for we? When all these years you don't take Kariba for waiting and call. And believe me, I don't know for that possible. I'm fortunate not to have listened to any of his audios. Me no audio friend itself. Me na visual learner. Left for see reading. So in fact, when I was removed from Parliament, I go in glass. Somebody begin beg me. Hey, also, I know say Adiba of course you. Say me Adiba. And I say you not cost me. And I say you cost me. I say you not cost me because I know you. But you cannot have somebody we don't derail the country.
All right.
We do a lot end of that side. You call the country, say, no go do this thing, obey. Then you will let Fofana can talk for you. No. So what they say, a cost, CUSS, that cost that might make cost. You also in the end as CURSA. And I'm surprised that even religious people they follow that and they say, hey no, Adibaya don't talk am. We had this Dominion march every Independence Day. The church in the Como, they march from both Enska and Nakotintri. The turnout this year very, very poor. They say because I don't talk, so let people not come out that Independence Day. How could you man, when they preach the word of God, when they go to mosque, when they pray, when they listen to Mami Dumbuya, Pastor Mambo, done, it can't somebody they bring cost to a nation. Are we happy with that? Seriously, I'm not comfortable with that at all.
I'll have to draw the curtain down on the show now. Thank you very much for being here with us, Honorable Siraj and Rollins Camera, and of course, with Melvin C. Janman. And this morning we've been dissecting through the numbers here for the MP. But stay with you. When we come next, we'll have a lot on what the papers are saying. Of course, we'll continue analysis on this. And this is the Epic Morning Show.
Osue. Gwawandile mulehui nyabondesia. Gwawandile mulehui nyabondesia. Munye nala jususumadi Anna Jamanaro Jususuma Kabadingala Sabati Jamanaro. Waiting the brink, waiting the brink, development, waiting the brink, unity, waiting the brink, waiting the brink, developments come now we country. Jacob Butskulus, Marimuta Marane, Bipe into Daffy Bashi and Boka Mukomo Konedupo, Bipe into Karante Yomubachi Kakarankamu, Munente Yemayo Koko Marimu Yokane, Puten Toy Tioya, Tio Bachi.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to your first edition inside a brand new month of Epic Sport Update right here on Epic Radio 99.3 FM on Slik TV on channel 37. Meredeka with Epic Sport Update this Monday morning inside the month of July. My name is Nigel George. We'll go straight into action as we see the Saudi Arabian giant when Al Nassr don't finally complete the signing of Inter Milan Marcelo Brozovic, where this deal worth 18 million euros. And as well, we see Liverpool as well don't complete the signing of Dominic Szoboszlai, where they don't get this player with a worth over 70 million euros as they don't finally complete this deal and they don't take the famous number 8 jersey, as this player be say, well, since in dream way they support Liverpool as a child, he always they admire Steven Gerrard, way now be the former skipper of this particular football club. Finally, he don't get the jersey of Steven Gerrard. Just after a day where we see say Cesc Fabregas where it don't happen for be an Arsenal skipper and as well play for Chelsea inside England and as well play for Barcelona. They don't retire from football totally entirely at age 38. We see now again turn the coach for Como B and as well Premier Villa teams them inside the Spanish league, wherein we get for see host of Cesc Fabregas get for day alongside other technical staffs them na the coaching line. And as well we see Rafael Leao where happen for be the AC Milan player. Finally don't get the number 10 jersey as he get for put them on for next season. Despite the host of players them as well we see lots of changes them don't take place with squad numbers them for different teams them. And a big one we see during the course of the weekend, WAFA they conduct the electoral congress inside Kington Police Mess where them they don't get a new chairman and as well a new executive. Well, congratulations to everybody where we get position on Friday inside the Western Area Football Association, the elective congress where them they get. And as well we see Sierra Leone not able to send any representative so far for this CAF Confederations Cup and as well the CAF Champions League because we're not able to meet to the deadline when it be Friday the 30th of June because we not see the league come to an end yet when the Sierra Leone Premier League. So this may make we not able to participate in this particular competition this time around. And finally, inside Epic Sport Update, it's a big one for Bo Rangers Football Club as they don't become champions for the second consecutive time inside the Sierra Leone Premier League. Congratulations to Bo Rangers and we wish them all the best in this the new journey because then do them after 60 years they win the first trophy and now they do them now for the second time in a consecutive season in a row. The 2022-2023 champions are Bo Rangers for the Sierra Leone Premier League. Until then, where Epic Sport Updates will meet you back tomorrow with a fresh edition. Stay glued to your radio at exactly 11 o'clock as we will give you the latest of transfer inside Epic Sport. Now, so me, Nigel George, go say goodbye.
Hey, good morning and welcome to Epic Entertainment Buzz. A blessed morning to you and a blessed new week and a new month. That's why I'm for welcome you to this week ENT. And of course, a lot done they happen, but we take what they happen internationally and then we come to local. First, we see say American singer winner Selena Gomez express in gratitude to Rima where he feature in the song Calm Down, the remix of the song Calm Down, and he say that particular song they be change in life because it gets a lot of views, a lot of streams on social media and people then be one for do them and watch them all about. And the video self don't set the pace as in unavailable dance move beget a sold out show na a 20 capacity arena na Washington DC. The show was a total shutdown, and you know how David don't do, and despite the rumor we don't go around, he still keep him the way how he want for keep him. And we see say trouble on the day for Fireboy as in latest song Yawa don they go down na the Apple Music Nigeria top 100 despite where it hit 2 million views na YouTube in 24 hours time. Despite that, he's still not able for top the charts na Apple Music Nigeria. Something is really happening. You know, these artists no one for left and give them coming and they all the fact for let them top that charts because it mean a lot to them another part of the world day. And Nigerian singer Creondo announced the release of a studio album where it titled Trench to Triumph, and he don't talk say this song they come out very very soon, so fans they only waiting the inside the song. You know, is it that this album gets a collaboration with other artists them or not just single songs them for in one grain? On the side of R. Kelly, court don't order Universal Music Group for release over $500,000 now R. Kelly in royalties as part of the compensation to the singer and victim them, and then go distribute this money to the singer and victims them after we don't pull them come out now outside and get for pull them. It's sad for R. Kelly, you know, the music icon, the music legend, don't they go down the drain ever since he get this controversial case around them. But now to waiting they happen locally, we see say Sierra Leonean must be the drop in hit single where it titled Breakfast Usa if future done mystic. And story three for drive go count on to you. They have got the feel of how the song Talek. Now all this I got for you this morning. Join me at 4 p.m. for the drive time show for more ENT details. My name na Audra.
Orange, we busy but we cost
Solo Speed.
Yeah. Avatar. You say you competent, grab the mic with confidence and prove yourself. You say you competent, grab the mic with confidence and prove yourself. You say you competent, grab the mic with confidence and prove yourself. This na cipher, no room for laziness. Upline to fleet on real rappers for coming. Make John tell sorry is there for tell me. From then I feel so free you mind where you they do you think the brutal. Explicit words, no need for David Tina. Just so bang go the beat. I'm not just saying it, so start for study now, ready for slay the beat. Topic then go wide, so play with punchlines and double flip. I conscious and they take notes for MCs where they 8 kill. Don't need for touch you come in. Make it not end up as snap a kick. The one the week you make more time. Don't come for show yourself like how you go. We don't cover for long, you want show in face. Go hard and play, show them you way. You need for 10. Like na dark on you really spade. Oh yeah, the time you need you get with. We make this unique, this opportunity really big. So get your book ready, show you talent, get money. Make mama proud, show the world say you not somebody.
Hello guys, it's CJ Mac, Afro beat artist from Freetown, Sierra Leone, on channel 37, Slik TV. I always get a nine.
Because it's true. They're trying their best to stop our progress with bad propaganda. I mean the foreign press.
All right, welcome back. This is the Epic Morning Show. They come to you live here on Epic Radio 99.3 FM. And time check from our studio clock is 9:01. And this morning we just done the look at, of course, the new composition of Parliament. It's 81 for SLPP and 54 for APC. It means SLPP gets 60% of those seats in the House of Parliament out of that 135 now. And we've been looking through that and, of course, underlying factors. But good morning, James.
Good morning, Jawad, and good morning, listeners and viewers.
Okay, so let's look through what's in the papers and they say now. Start with A to Z newspaper here this morning. 2023 Parliamentary District Council and mayoral results. Parliamentary seats SLPP 81, APC 54, District Council SLPP 8, APC 7, mayoral SLPP win Bond, Kenema, Bo, and Kono, whilst APC among win Bombali, Port Loko, and Western Urban as well.
And here on the political newspaper, SLPP wins 60% of parliament. And APC boycotts governance, Akisoya re-elected, and APA endorses election results.
On Concord Times here, we're at the next paper. 2023 elections, SLPP secures majority in parliament, APC wins FCC mayor, APC to boycott participation in all level of governance. Tribal heads congratulate President Bio.
And here on the exclusive newspaper, APC demands, and then get a highlight of the demands them way the All People's Congress they make. And parliamentary election results, SLPP won 81 seats, APC won 54 seats, Akisoya wins. These are the headlines on the exclusive.
And Open Space newspaper, President Bio receives worldwide blessings. Paramount Chiefs congratulate President Bio. And these are some of the lead stories on Open Space.
And here on Premier News newspaper, APC vows not to take part in governance. And former Attorney General wants APC to seek legal redress. Women's group calls for combating cyberbullying of female leaders and election observers. These are all the headlines on Premier News.
On Global Times, re-election victory, 16 tribal heads congratulate President Bio. President Bio leaves for ECOWAS head of state meeting in Guinea-Bissau today. Turkish president congratulates President Bio.
And here on Standard Times newspaper, U.S. Senator blast lack of transparency on recent elections. And this one says Salon at a crossroad, NDC report states.
And this is the thing now, and here we are now with this whole situation around the election. So, yes, Gento had now conceded last weekend when this weekend we passed, when they announced the results. And even, this was a very, very difficult race for her, but it still emerged as the winner.
I think it comes back to talk about the fact, say, the political dynamics in Sierra Leone is slowly changing. Yeah, when you look at the margin, you look at the amount of votes we Gento of the SLPP pool inside Freetong Nyaso. It speaks to one fact, that the political dynamics is slowly changing. Yes, Yvonne be still able for win, but when it was really quite a run, especially for money, Gento gave quite a run for money, and that's just the facts, the changing dynamics in terms of the way how politics they pan out Nyaso. I mean, we see the same reflection even in the presidential results as well. Say, for example, you look at places like Falaba, it's 2-2. APC takes 2 and SLPP takes 2. In Cambia as well, it's the same thing. So it tells you about the changing dynamics in terms of with politics.
And almost all the things we did analyze pre-election, how Cambia could turn out, how Kono could turn out, how Port Loko, how Falaba could be a swing district. All of them situations.
I think interestingly we were here sometime last week where you mentioned the fact that it would be very damning for the NGC, for example, if the SLPP and the APC were to do so well in Cambia. Well, and just as how you said it, that's how it turned out. The SLPP and the APC end up do so well, and of course, then they be automatically means say the NGC not be able to secure then space anymore. Well, that comes back to, of course, the entire alliance thing, how it pans out for the NGC in that part of the country and all. Because, I mean, for some people, naturally, when once you don't get that conviction and that message that there is now an alliance between NGC and SLPP, so it's now one. So when people go, they just look for the SLPP symbol and that's it.
And that's it. Well, for Freetown City Council will be a very different, it will be different for you on this second round because it now get for work with a lot of SLPP councillors as well.
Exactly.
By the way, announcement for councillor not happen yet, but by what you are seeing, it's an indication that you are going to see a lot of councillors.
No, sure, definitely.
In that council now. So she will also need for build a consensus in terms of how she works
exactly
in the city. So already it's going to be, if first round was difficult for her, second round, it could be much more difficult.
Yeah, I think it's just the reverse of what we saw in Parliament initially in 2018. You know, say the APC had a slight majority. Of course, afterwards, where the SLPP gets a slight lead and all. But yet still you have like a formidable number of opposition MPs in Parliament then, so it was quite a run. And you will see the same thing too, in the council now, considering the amount of votes the Sierra Leone People's Party pull in the different elections them now, Freetown now. So yes, it's going to be an interesting one, a council for Yvonne this time around. But one would say she's been there before, possibly understand the dynamics better now, how council works. So possibly should be able to carry everybody along, and let's see how it goes.
And more than anything, I'm sure she is excited about her victory, even though the project say, according to her own tally center, it gets much more votes than what the CSR is. But all of this is also happening within a very uncertain environment. Because
exactly.
The APC are now saying they're not going to participate in any form of governance. So there are difficult questions to ask. They don't win Freetown City Council, they win Bombali, they win Podloko, they win Western Rural Ward C as well. Will they abandon all of it and go to the SLPP? They get 54 seats in Parliament. Will they decide not to occupy all of it and all go to SLPP? These are difficult questions to ask in the coming days.
Indeed, Jawad, these are really difficult questions for ask. And if there is anything to go by, one for ask whether the APC is really willing for sacrifice all of these positions. And these individuals too, mind you, that have been elected now would be willing to sacrifice it on behalf of the party. You get some elements within the party,
and let's not forget,
course.
In the context of what we have now for Parliament, we'll have to wait 5 more years for another election.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. And interestingly, you would have to look at, you get some elements within the party where really they push for seeking for a court redress rather than just saying this. Because one for say these positions now where the APC don't take, wouldn't it have been much more prudent, especially if you get all the evidences at your disposal to show that yes, indeed, the elections was flawed to the extent that it's a nullity? Why not go to court and seek legal redress? Because mind you, anything we relate to the constitution of Sierra Leone, it is the Supreme Court of Sierra Leone and the highest authority. Beyond that, well, you have nothing else to rely on. So it is important for pay attention to that particular angle there as well. I don't know what day now we there at the 7 days way now the period within which anybody will get contention with regards to the presidential election.
I think probably the 7 days should elapse today or tomorrow. Because I remember and last week Tuesday results was announced.
So well, maybe let's see if we would have any information from the Supreme Court registry as to whether they don't receive any petition yet from any of the political parties. Assuming that they don't receive no petition at all and the 7 days elapsed, that means the legal remedy the time don't pass for Dandy. So the next option left is either to say, let's see if they would go by boycotting for partaking governance, or let's see if there would be a change of decision. Maybe there would be a sit down between them and government. President Bioni re-election speech make mention of the fact they want for bring everybody together. They talk to him brother Samura Kamara for let them sit on the table. Let's see if that would work, because at this point as well, one for say engaging in dialogue, constructive dialogue with the opposition could be a way out rather than just saying, okay, well, it's their decision, let them stay out. Because come what may, say what you may, Jawad, for democracy for function effectively, yes, of course, there is the government arm, but yet still you need a constructive opposition there for able to provide effective checks and balance. You know, that's what holds the scales balance. Yeah. So you need that. Then day one cannot, nobody no go say it is not needed, because it is.
There's also this question of waiting what happened to the 41% of people who decided for vote for Samura Kamara and other APC representatives on the team. Would you just ignore all of them and decide for sit aside? But they, like I say, they also have very, very serious questions.
And it's as well a political decision where the APC would need to look at, would step in aside, not partaking in governance. Waiting at the benefit we then they go bring to the All People's Congress, because partaking in government, playing their role as a constructive opposition,
it's about making a serious statement as well.
Yeah, well, it's a wait and see. Let's see how it goes.
And definitely, let me hear from more of you. 79994993. Time check from our studio clock here is 12 minutes outside hour 9. Let's worry about what you think about. Of course, more results have been released so far. ECSL said they are taking a short break, and then, of course, we'll get council results for be ready later. Good morning.
Yeah, I'm inside at the call from Central.
Welcome, sir.
Yeah, me now one man I always don't talk say proportional representation, particularly the district block system. Not a no good system where they encourage other political parties or we call them smaller parties for dinner parliament. I even give an example, say in 2002, if not to the votes of the military, where we engage on the Polish chance to make a he gets, I think, 2 seats. The one we may prefer, the one constituency with the whole country. And I know they encourage waste votes. But this business of say, no talk please, this and that, and now it don't be, why would not go try for say never again? When people are not thief, people have votes. Now they tell they can't say people are not for protest. I think now history they carry put this also. In
look, on we own case, we don't want to promote anything like that.
It is not a matter of promoting. Just my opinion.
Yeah.
Don't I have the right to say my opinion on this program?
You have to, but you also get strict boundaries as well, and to make sure those opinions are not also inciting other people. So thank you very much. I'm afraid we'll have to stop it there for now. Well, let's hear from more people. 799949993. Let me hear from more people here on what we are having a conversation about. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Jawad.
Yes, Namtak from Central.
Thank you very much, my brother. I'm glad you correct me, big brother, Mr. Said. So next statement in the initiative for Captain to see the people in vote. Even pastor post, let Mr. Said tell me who small party, RFP, NDA, ADP, would not ever get seats at parliament by the pastor post. So let party, let me say, let PPRC put some certain regulations when you don't participate 5-10 year elections. You don't get nothing. Then they register you. That don't show say you know to show a party for contest. Then look at feel space when they say for carry money for nothing. Check how you pay NDA them. I must hear I must the election don't participate back. No longer one seat. Council of we no get. So that says you say them party are back. Then this PR system me are the best for this country. Because check this the not when they vote, except they get spending. They get spending a year. You don't understand? I see APC say again once I care about who, then they want it. Then it says a PR system good for Salo. So let somebody they say, you know, good, me are big for differ. Then when the final two I say you are APC. I don't believe say so ne adopt honor with the old castle. They will say many go parliament for they will get their goodness they will never get.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let me hear from more people. 799949993. Let's hear your thoughts. And good morning. Hello.
Assalamu alaikum, Sulaiman. I know they get you. I wonder if they get me. But what you want to say, me border, the kind of vote will be in the southeast and at the northwest. Now, this I want to comment about. For Sierra Leoneans, the ordinary Sierra Leoneans. Now, so una want Sierra Leone for go, one part for the one game part, then the other on a divider. Sierra Leone, if we be plazas, we all think go the inside. We would think that the ordinary civilian now they advise this too. Then for APC, not to today the mistake. From the time where they sacked the former vice president, that they buck their foot. Up to today they no get the road how for go, and then get for about the gear. For me, they set the political party as you been the stages no. That too we not go better for political party or for politicians. Tell them the hard fact. Now for me, Sierra Leone go better. I tell you, thank you, brother.
Thank you very much. Let me hear from more people here. 79994993. Let's hear your thoughts here. 15 minutes outside the R9. Good morning. Hello. Yeah, hello. Name, what's the call from?
Hello.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning. You name outside the call we from?
Hello.
Please just continue. We are getting you loud and clear. Maybe there's an audio issue on your own part. 079994993. Good morning. Hello. All right. I'm afraid we're losing a lot of calls this morning. I don't know why. Good morning. Let's try this again. 079994993. Good morning.
Good morning, Jawad.
Yes. Farama, come on your radio a bit.
Yeah, I don't come on here.
Go on. Name us where you call from.
You get me now?
Yes, loud and clear.
And Jawad, what's more test Sierra Leoneans there? Politics on the election on done. Neither you win, you lost, we are all Sierra Leoneans. Let we on board and develop Sierra Leone. But we don't pick in a young feature now, and we can pick in a which we great can pick in a young feature. So now we put Sierra Leone on top of the map. Now we forget about all political affairs, cabalities, and whatsoever. We are all Sierra Leoneans. Please, peaceful Sierra Leoneans, let we on board and develop Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone better now for we all do with the big. This is a million contribution we get for all the youth, man, and God bless you.
Thank you very much. I want to hear from a lot more people. 79994993. Let's hear your thoughts on these issues. We have. Good morning.
Hello, Andrew.
Yes, Johnny.
Yeah. Well, MJR the election, and we know say teething problems stay here and there, where people can express their reservations. But all I could say is, I mean, bygones be bygones. No election ordinary the world, we're free of some, leftover problems, where people then still they happen. It's like say that is the end all and be all for it all. Now embrace Sierra Leone. Let we try for transform the lives. Politicians come together. Because what you will best now for stay out of governance? Nothing. Just the count at the talk. Will you sacrifice your positions you've already attained? That's why I don't betray the confidence of the people that we vote for now. It was like they not vote for now at all. If they had known inter alia your intentions, whether you got it your way or you never got it your way. So all I can say is, Lord, put shoulders together. All peace overtures, may they come on board. So that people then will be able to do certain things, then institutions responsible for peace. We just hold the corner radio. No, all they preach the peace.
All right.
And not igniting, confrontation over tools. We go excite other people then for see, hey, you see, we then talk now, we do that.
All right, let me hear from more people here. 79994993. Let's go. If you just join me, this is the Epic Morning Show. Good morning.
Good morning, Jawad.
Yes, Lamin Samura Kuyatong.
Yeah. I don't know, but 2018, where the SLPP been win that election, they were divided. We are always say no more. It's not easy for let them party there, stay united. One or two people must feel disgruntled at the decision where they take. So for Taga saying that because of division, I make APC lost this election, I don't want to believe them. Because then the big one, for example, look at Young Kela now. With all the things we waited, so people then kick against them because of them. They see how the thing they go. And so this election now, we the vote, we the ordinary people, and now we get the decisions. So we top rank in the hand and just some of the yourself is with 9 and they go about. But for say in terms of voting, now we the feel them. So we now they take the decision. It's not about divisions much because SFPP were divided in 2018 and then win elections. So maybe in PC, if APC is still divided, then for still able to win elections. Now just some more people they use now the division as if now they make the foreign person go second term, you win them. And they not too easy to also now Africa now. We been so believe say no more President Bill APC not going to defeat them per second term.
Thank you very
much. By 2028, whether elect them divided steps, we will see them make inroads. Thank you.
All right, let me hear from more people. 799949993. Let's go and hear from more people here and on this very important subject. Good morning.
Good morning, Jawad.
Yes, name was where they call we from.
Hello.
Will they get you loud and clear?
Yeah, good morning, Jawad. This is highly connected at Solution Center. This is Apresoloku.
Yes, go on.
My brother, you know one thing, politics, election on door. Which you know how they test the Iranians then. But the mere fact now, we say the election on done. Let we embrace ourselves. You understand? We look for more other progressive something and let this country have a ahead. You understand? You see one thing, you are mad with other people that engage you when I play cool. You see one thing, this now post yourself or begin do your assignment. Where you wearing a corner. I mean they talk na the which is I tell when I say the people APC then they deceive themselves. When they go fuck him motoka. They see the population, but you know they see what the impact will they create. You understand? You see politics, you get to understand, you get to know your rules and everything. And when you lost, now from that day one, they begin set to team. But then people here, they be just in fighting and they fight, and then they will put their house in order. You understand? But now, when they don't see all written at the weak point, they not begin against it and they boycott or do any other thing. You understand?
Thank you very much. Keep it 90 seconds as well, so we will get other callers through on the line here. 799949993. Good morning. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, name was where they call from.
Yeah, good morning. I'm named Genesis. I call from here.
Okay, go on.
Yeah. Elections. All elections are over. And greetings to you again at the media day. This PR system, first of all, now for talk about. The PR system in this country no ever good or either for what they call democracy in our country. We now see one better space where it creates for an independent somebody, we will make a chance or make it go to parliament. So automatically they kill democracy. And then two again, you know, in the area of where ANC to say when PR system happen, we see what happen at the southeast. Then beat people of the APC for normally APC, you know, get seats in the southeast. And then things like it continue in this country, same way the northwest, therefore same way reply the same thing again. And then do them thing and be in a requisite to chaos. Now, we will bring one a country. Because we see what thing come out now. If APC get up to 20-something thousand, then when I call now, then I'll get one seat out of the 12 seats all belong to the SFB. That's how this results happen. You know, good. I just try for say the PRC and then for stop them.
All right, thank you very much.
We're good for this country.
All right, so let me hear from a few more callers then. I think we'll get 5 more minutes here for squeeze through some calls. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, name was where you call from.
I mean, Victor Kaba.
Yeah, Victor.
When you talk about the tribal line of voting, check that book, Kenema. APC not get a single seat. That they can see that then they promote tribalism in the southeast. Then when you check that in northwest, they see SFPP get seats, then they protect the dynamic, they change that in the southeast rather than the northwest rather than the southeast. So they therefore try to put many people in order, they therefore intimidate them when it comes to voting system in the country.
All right, thank you very much. Let me hear from a few more people here. We have 5 more minutes still. And let me hear your thoughts. Good morning.
No, what's that?
You're welcome.
Yes. It's strange again, where are they about division in, APC. You will see them people galvanize themselves, how they come together for do their campaign. You know, it's strange where they say the division where they among them. the Sansmana and the Diana, where then they talk, we see them people then they campaign for them party. I mean, let us see no more what did happen. Then people they, I mean, they again the opinion where the APC people then don't take about not taking part in any government. Now look and see what effect then there will be. But let nobody know, I mean, condemn somebody in your opinion. APC now, all party, I mean, consists of highly educated people. Then anything where they talk, they don't decide on that. They don't see the cons and the pros before they take their kind of decision. So let us see what they happen. At the end of the day, we go all go judge ourselves with one and the truth about Dr. Kane Yunkela, you know. I mean, it Bokov in man there, would they see them give them position there, you know, you don't need position again, possibly, you know, but the promise to them, promise them that after President Bio in last time, you know, now maybe the next flag be now except, now that is the way.
Thank you very much. I've had a lot of claims like that, but
interesting.
Yes, very interesting. 3 more minutes. Let me hear from more people here. 07999949993. Good morning. Hello. Unfortunately, we're not able to get yourself. So please call us again. 07999949993. And let's see how many more calls can we put through in these 2 minutes. Good morning.
Yeah, Mr. Nyale, how are you doing?
Mr. Rogers, go on.
Yes, sir. This thing when they talk about this voting, voting the Southeast. You see, certain things and the way na mistake where APC do take it, they not even know the mistakes then we then do. At least the doctor said we get a host, you defeat them every day. If you take pick, you call another country. Then I'm one thing. Then this, when a parliamentarian come on at the Southeast, all the parliamentarians they will come on at Southeast, they know they can make law for Southeast. Now, law then they can make for the whole country. For God's sake, not for SLPP, then they can work. Let people then forget about the thing and then Western area voting, we then they talk about. Western area voting, a gap for increase more for to SLPP according to the handwork of who that they lead, the work with the man they do. Now the country, they don't forget about all what first lady do and the president do will make picking them, most of them, and then they vote. So let them do their homework for 2028, let them not result to the same thing.
Okay, thank you very much. Unfortunately, that's last call we can put through because we get exactly 9:30 now from City Clock. James, do you see a way out of this with the APC then calls to boycott governance across all levels?
Again, I talk about when we started, I talk about the need for dialogue, both within them political party and as well maybe the government of President Bio playing some leadership role in terms of bringing together the leadership now of the APC, for get them on the table so that then we're able for talk things out. Of course, before even the elections, the APC beget some concerns. And even up to now, then still get some concerns. So let's see how we go able for discuss through them points then. As I say initially, the question is staying away from governance, not partaking at all. Does it really serve the APC? And does it do any justice to the number of people and we vote the APC? We get confidence in the APC. I mean, the parliamentarians down to the local council. I mean, even a Freetong now, so when it was quite a tight one, but even still came out victorious. So would you really want to see an instance where all of them people and they would abstain from governance simply because, okay, we get some concerns them? Of course, it is a form of airing out them concerns them. Yeah. It's a form of them making a statement. At the end of the day, if haven't discussed all parameters, they feel like that's the best line of actions for them for take as a political party, well and good. But just that maybe some much more thoughts for be put into them, and maybe let them don't close all the doors.
Well,
left the doors open for dialogue, and let's see how it goes.
Well, we'll see how it goes. There's a swearing-in ceremony scheduled in the coming weeks for, of course, for the mayor, for MPs as well. If they don't show up, then you know as well that they do mean what they are saying. But it's still a long way from that. Maybe there will be some dialogue and common sense will prevail. But thank you very much for being here with us this morning. If you did listen, we already watch we on TV. Many thanks to the entire crew at Slik TV and at Epic Radio as well for putting the show together. I mean, I'm Mohammed Jawad Nyali. We'll be back again here tomorrow with a very crucial, controversial conversation.